East Coast. Angie is here to track it all. All right, Angie, where do we begin here?
We've got multiple days of heavy rain, strong winds, flooding concerns. Just as Jesse mentioned, guys, we're going to continue to see this impacting folks across the southeast and, of course, the mid-Atlantic as the days go on. Here's where the heavy rain is centered right now. As we get through the day today, we're most concerned for that flash flooding across mostly parts of North Carolina. You can see Wilmington, Jacksonville, stretching up to Elizabeth City. But this area of low pressure is going to slide up the coast over the next day or so. Today, it's parts of the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, the heavy rain, the gusty winds, the coastal flooding. By the time we get into tomorrow, much of this works into the northeast. You can see that wind-swept rain draped across New England as well. We'll see those strong onshore winds, beach erosion likely, some power outages, as well as down trees all on the table. Even as we get into Monday, the system will still be hanging around offshore. Notice Atlantic City, we could see near record flood levels by the time we get into the middle of the day on Sunday. All of these locations either dealing with minor to major flooding up and down the coast, and that's just from the water up against the coast right now. We're also going to see additional rainfall. That, of course, exacerbating that problem, multiple inches by the time we get into the early part of next week. We'll see the heaviest rainfall focused across these regions. And on top of that, those damaging winds I mentioned, 40, 50, close to 60-mile-per-hour winds, the closer to the coast that you go. Guys?
All right, Angie, see you back in just a bit.
This morning, 18 people remain missing after a massive blast at an explosive.
Angie is back with a check of the rest of the country's forecast for those not in a nor'easter.
Yeah, you know, well, I don't have much better news, guys, for the Southwest. Unfortunately, we've got flooding going on there with a whole lot of moisture in place. You can see we're waking up, satellite and radar showing plenty of rain draped across parts of Arizona, stretching up into the Rockies. And this is going to be kind of the story as we get through, you guessed it, the next couple of days. We've got a whole lot of folks under flood alerts. They stretch across parts of Phoenix, Flagstaff, up into Durango, Cedar City. 8 million people days of additional rainfall. We've already been seeing that ongoing rain for days and days, and we continue it through the day today. Numerous showers and thunderstorms expected across the Rockies. We'll see some of those downpours through the afternoon hours, and then look what happens by tomorrow. More of that tropical moisture left over from what was Tropical Storm Priscilla working up into this region. We've also got monsoonal moisture, so plenty of rain to tap into. We're really concerned about the slot canyons, the burn scar areas, and any urban areas that are extremely vulnerable for flooding, because we will, by the time this is all said and done, pick up another 1 to 3 inches across some of these areas. So flooding will be a concern through the weekend. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood.
Thanks, Angie.
And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Thank you, Angie. Appreciate it.
All right, still to come here, Raph Sanchez is in London with the interview that nearly brought Prince William to tears. Hey, Raph.
Round out our weekend with temperatures into the 70s, high 70s in some spots of the interior Northeast, and then it becomes a little more mild. Places like Cleveland end up into the mid-50s by midweek. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And it is Saturday, so you know what that means. We've got some football tonight. We've got, unfortunately, some thunderstorms in the forecast as the Trojans take on the Fighting Irish. This is, of course, in South Bend, Indiana, 68 degrees. That rain could potentially interrupt plans for that game, but we'll be keeping a close eye on that. And you can, of course, watch the game tonight right here on NBC and streaming on Peacock. That starts at 7 Eastern, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Just ahead, we're talking turkey and stuffing and pie. I know you two love it. All the other good.
So the first one, not all that concerned about. It's an area that we're watching in the northern Atlantic. 10% chance of developing. Maybe it becomes subtropical. We're not too worried about that one. But if you look a little farther to the south across parts of the southern central Atlantic, we've got a 30% chance that this wave could develop as we get through the next couple of days. Now, between now and then, we're going to watch places like the Windward Islands pick up some heavy rain, specifically for Sunday and Sunday night. So we'll watch for some impacts there. And then it'll be across the Caribbean Sea as we get into early next week, and we'll see what happens beyond that. Otherwise, big picture look across the country. We've got satellite and radar picking up some of these showers working across the Great Lakes. That's going to be one of the trouble spots that we see through the day today. You can see we've got a whole lot of sunshine out west, a whole lot of sunshine out east, but those thunderstorms across the mid-Mississippi Valley. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. Forecast, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, still ahead, Golden Globe winner Taraji P. Henson on the cause that is near and dear to her heart.
and then down, we're going to see this system move away from the United States. So not looking at impacts to the U.S., but as I mentioned, that rainfall really impressive, 35 plus inches of rain, guys, across Haiti and Jamaica. Really, really concerning situation for multiple days ahead of us.
All right, Angie, see you back in a bit.
Also this morning, a truck driver in California is behind bars. Authorities say his tractor
First in World Series history.
In the World Series. Amazing.
That's awesome.
All right. Angie's back with a look at the forecast for the rest of the country.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it's October, so we're talking about World Series, but we're finally talking about fall weather that has settled in across the Great Lakes, across the Northeast. We're actually going to see cooler than normal temperatures for some folks, specifically in the Northeast. Notice as you look up through New England, we've got Providence checking in at just a high of 57 degrees today. Norfolk tops out into those low 60s. Milwaukee ends up into the low 50s this afternoon. Perfect for some fall activities outside. We've got the 60s tomorrow to round out our weekend in Cincinnati, upper 50s in New York City, and then down through the Mid-Atlantic, we'll hang out into those low to mid and even upper 60s for folks there. By the time we head into our next work week, it's seasonably cool. We end up into the upper 50s for Minneapolis on Monday. If you're looking for the even cooler weather, notice Tuesday, you just get 50 degrees on the mark, upper 50s to low 60s for St. Louis as we head into early next week. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood.
Angie, thanks. Good morning. Yeah, a little bit of chill in the air, but clear skies right now. We have 47 in the city, 33 in Poughkeepsie. Islip, you're coming in at 42. Belmar at 40 degrees, and beautiful skies right now from EarthCam. Central Park will be busy with that beautiful fall color. We have that as we look into Lake Success. 54 degrees by noontime. High temperatures today staying in the 50s. A few more clouds later on, but obviously still.
In White opens up about playing the boss. We're back after this.
I do say.
Feel fraudulent automatically.
With the whole team, check out NBCnews.com.
All right, let's bring in Angie for another check of the weather. Hey there.
Hi there, guys. We've got an active morning across the south. We're already ramping things up with this line of thunderstorms. You can see a whole lot of lightning and a thunderstorm watch, and part of that area under a thunderstorm warning as well. A sliver of Texas going into parts of Louisiana. And this is because we've got some really heavy rain and some thunderstorms that are going to kind of ramp up as the day goes on. So what you need to know if you're going to be out and about anywhere from Austin down to the Gulf Coast, including Houston, Lake Charles, and really out towards New Orleans, we're going to see the potential for some stronger storms to develop into the second half of the day. So the wind gusts, the hail, 1 inch or larger, as well as a couple of tornadoes, all on the table for us here across this region through the rest of your Saturday afternoon. On top of that, flooding will be a concern too. So gearing up for anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches of rain across this region. You can see some of those highest amounts centered across parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, and eastern Texas. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood.
Angie, thanks. Nice and quiet, but a little on the cool side. Wayne down to 41 right now. Fairlawn at 37. Midwood, you're at 48 degrees. Ozone Park now 47. Up to 58 today. Still a lot of sunshine, especially early on. We'll see Sunday in the 50s.
And let's look at your forecast, guys.
So many important conversations happening here.
Indeed, all about Jeremy Allen White.
Just ahead, how artificial intelligence might just save your life when it comes to the fight against breast cancer. Right after this.
This October, save big on the tough shed you've been dreaming of. We all could use more space.